There's a paradox in human history where technologies that are designed to make our lives better, easier, and to make humans more successful achieve their goal in aggregate when looking at humans or civilizations as a whole, but actually make the lives of each individual person worse. The first example of this was about 10,000 years ago when humans discovered wheat and agriculture. And Harari argues this very well in his book Sapiens, where he talks about once humans discovered agriculture and specifically the ability to grow wheat, it forced them to settle, labor intensely, and devote their lives to cultivating these crops. And a lot of unwanted consequences came with that. Instead of being able to be a hunter gatherer, travel, work 3 or 4 hours a day, humans now had to work 10, 12 hours a day, stay in the same place, which gave rise to disease and plagues. It gave rise to a class system where there was a lower class that had to till the fields, and there was a small upper class that got to reap the rewards of that. So the life of the average person going from hunter-gatherer to agriculture or farmer was way worse. However, as a whole, cities that switched to agriculture were able to produce more food, have more babies, have stronger numbers, and be more powerful. But on a person-to-person basis, life got way worse for humans during that transition. The second example was many years later when email was invented, the first form of value-dense electronic communication, which obviously has led to text message, iMessage, Instagram, whatever. And in the beginning, the idea of email is supposed to save people so much time because instead of having to send mail on a boat or on horseback or in a vehicle, you could instantly send it over the internet. And people imagined how easier life would get after email was invented. However, what actually happened again was counterintuitive. Email and electronic communication became this omnipresent force in life, and people were literally became tethered to their computers and smartphones. And just like with wheat, although it made individual people's lives worse on average, there was no going back because a business that used email would be able to easily outcompete a business that didn't use email or electronic communication. So the trap was shut, so to speak. Now, the crazy thing about AI is it's the first technology that's really shaping how we think, guiding us to making decisions, and in some cases, making decisions for us. Specifically, with the latest advancement, ChatGPT o1 preview, it actually breaks down its own thought process in an eerie, human-like way. I was watching an episode of the All In podcast yesterday that broke this down. I'll show you. In this episode, Jason asks ChatGPT a complex question about valuing a company given different rounds of investment at different valuation. And what's interesting is ChatGPT tells the user that it thought for 77 seconds and it goes through like a 24-step sequence of every thought process it had in figuring out the answer to that question. And it's designed to do this in a very human-like way, except just better. And as you can see, it breaks it down in very detailed ways here. This was also the podcast where they were debating OpenAI's recent $150 billion valuation, which is the topic for another video. But what's fascinating is that AI and ChatGPT no longer are just giving answers to questions, but they're teaching us, the humans, how to think, and most likely doing a better job at it than we are. And we're really only at the beginning. So in this video, I'm exploring the idea, in what way are we about to become fully dependent on AI in the same way we're dependent on agriculture, electronic communication, and in a lot of ways, they actually made our individual lives worse while making our aggregate civilization more powerful. And generally, as a person, I'm pretty pro-technology, I'm pro-AI, I think it's fascinating. But I think as an individual, we're gonna have to be careful not to let AI have a net negative effect on our personal lives. And another crazy example of this are these companionship apps that have come out and been scaling rapidly. Let me show you. This is an example of one of them. Replica, virtual AI friend, chat talk with a robot chatbot. There's a picture of this cute girl here saying, "I've been missing you." I mean, the reality is most people are using these, mostly men, as some form of this virtual girlfriend. And from my research, I was listening to a podcast, My First Million, and some of these apps have gone from 0 to 50 million in revenue in less than 2 years, which is absolutely crazy. And this is the other leading companionship app, Nomi.ai, an AI companion with memory and a soul. This one doesn't even try to hide it. I love my AI girlfriend. I mean, this is really crazy. The movie Her is literally coming true in front of our eyes. And this is just one example of how people should be questioning, is this really healthy for you? You know, maybe on the surface, if you're a lonely person, this app will give you some comfort for the first couple of weeks. But then if you extrapolate that long term, you now have way less bandwidth for actual human relationships because you're spending all your time talking to an AI, which isn't even human, doesn't really have a consciousness or feelings. But people are going to get addicted to this. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Are there ways in which AI is going to kind of domesticate us even further, make us reliant upon it, have net negative impacts on certain people's lives? Let me know what you think. I think this is a fascinating topic. And if I'm being honest, I think my opinion, which is a little bit of a dystopian one, is that as technology becomes more and more powerful, it's going to greatly increase the wealth gap between the most wealthy people and the lower class, because the people that have the self-discipline and intelligence to harness this technology for their own profit will do so. And the people who don't have the self-discipline to resist the less than healthy uses, like getting an AI girlfriend, are going to just become more removed from being a useful member of society. So we'll see if that prediction comes true. I hope you guys watching this channel are going to be in the bucket of people that use AI to your advantage. I certainly plan to. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.